I hope everybody's having a great weekend, enjoying themselves, getting ready for the market to open tomorrow. In this video, I want to talk about the psychology side of trading. Uh, and I just want to mention that everything I talk about is stuff that I have dealt with and that members and traders that I work with have dealt with. So a big problem that we see is expectations versus reality. So we see so many YouTubers and people in different groups with these big wins. YouTubers saying they're making millions in a year. No, and that's probably true. And they probably have some time trading. Some are probably veterans. The newbies that you see in these groups posting these big wins, they're just going to give it right back. But a lot of these guys on YouTube, they are veterans, just like a doctor who's been a doctor for a long period of time. He's probably made millions as well, the same as lawyers. But would you go to school? Would you go to college to be a lawyer on the very first day? On the very first day, or the very first week, the very first month, even the very first year, would you want to take on a murder trial? Absolutely not. You know, then why do we expect to come into the market and become Warren Buffett overnight? There's really no difference there when you think about it. But these are things that we do. So, are you having real expectations for your wins? And I hate to say this, but and this upsets people. And unfortunately, I don't always say what people want to hear. A lot of times, I say what maybe they need to hear, because I'm trying to get you making money. And a lot of stuff, a lot of issues that we're having can be pretty childish, really. So, sometimes we just need to take a really, 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 really good, long, hard look in the mirror. We need to get right with ourselves. We need to clear our conscience. Our trades are affected by several different things, and a lot of times it can have nothing to do with the market. It could be your significant other, having a bad day, dumping on you, and then you're having a bad day, or your boss is having a bad day. It's leaving you to have a bad day, and then the market's going to leaving you having a worse day. So, we need to take a deep look at ourselves. We need to realize when, hey, today's just not a good day for me to trade. Is this you? Are you theming for gains? I get not even from members. I get messages all the time. Is it a good time to buy this? Is it a good time to buy that? Can you help me find swing trades? I need to hold overnight. I got to get these gains. When you see those candles open up and those candles start to push up, that little bit of volatility at market open, are you like, oh my God, I can't help myself. I got to get in there. Are you acting like a fiend? When the market opens up, are you taking trades? Are you taking bad trades? Did you have one trade left, or should say no day trades left, but you took a trade anyway, and then you're stuck holding overnight? That could lead to a loss. I mean, that's just a bad decision and doesn't make any sense to do. We need to treat trading like a business. If you own a store, would you make some of the decisions? So if you owned a store, would you invest in the products that you sell as a gamble? Uh, because if you're treating trading like a hobby, trading is going to treat you like a hobby. If you treat trading like a business, then trading is going to treat you like you're treating it like a business, and you'll start to make money. Hobbies cost money. Are you chasing? So when you see these big candles, are you trying to run after them? Um, we want to get this money. We want to see, get it now. We see these big candles. We want to chase. And we talk about how to catch some plays off of those big candles. But we also talk about how we let it flag back in, let it reset back up, and see if even I have a strategy that will help you make sure, give you the best probabilities of a winning trade. And then that leads to another problem. Are you waiting for confirmation, or are you just jumping in now because, hey, if it does what I think it's going to do, I can make more money if I get in here, versus waiting for the confirmation to have a higher probability of a winning trade. You're going to make a little less, uh, but you have a higher probability of a winning trade by waiting for confirmation. You can actually have a better win-loss ratio. This is not only going to help with your confidence, This is going to help with your account. This is going to help with your confidence. And, did you realize that uh, a loss weighs on us twice as much as a win does? So a win, yay, that's great, amazing. I just want some money. But a loss weighs on us twice as hard. So did you know that we are two different people, or actually three different people while we're trading? So we are the person who's finding the trade full of excitement. We just found the best trade. See why this is happening? This is actually chemicals are actually being released into our brains. And a lot of people don't realize that. There's a lot going on while we're trading. So while we're looking for the trade, dopamine's being released into our brains, and that's basically the anticipation of pleasure, that's a powerful, powerful emotion or powerful chemical that's flowing through your body. But the minute that you take that trade, the chemicals change once again. Uh, Endorphins and serotonin start to run through your body, and actually some other chemicals as well. And this leads to that uncertainty. So after you take the trade, you're starting to feel like, uncertain. Did I see? Did I see what I thought I saw? Was this a good entry? Was this good of an entry? Or, was this just a gamble play? Did I rush? So all these questions are coming into your head. You can start getting nervous, start feeling grief. You can start, denial, anger, once again, depression. So once again, anger, we start throwing these temper tantrums sometimes. And, we got to look back to the childish picture and think, is this how I would act if I was an adult right now? If I was acting like an adult, would I be throwing this temper tantrum? Would I be taking it out? Because then this leads to overreactions. And would you be taking that out on your significant other or your kids or your friends or your boss, people in your workplace, people around you? So I see this all the time. And not only do I see this, I went through this. This trading put me in a very dark place, and I talk about this. I'm not a suicidal person at all. I don't even like pain, but for some reason, what kept going through my head, and I still say it today, talking to members and other traders, I was like, I wanted to walk out in front of traffic. That trading really had me feeling that bad about myself and my decision making. So, there's problems and so when we don't understand the problems, we don't understand the solutions. We think we understand the solutions by running to YouTube, getting another strategy. Uh, so by learning another strategy, we think that's the problem. We don't want to open our eyes and look at, the problem is us. We want to pass the blame. So I do share strategies, but I'm not a big strategy believer. I believe in you need to understand the chart and what's happening on that chart so you know how to take advantage of it. Just a certain strategy for me at this point in my trading. Obviously, I tried this, but at this point in my trading is just not enough. I want to better understand what's happening on that chart, and it doesn't mean that I need to know every single candle pattern. I need to know how to do every single thing perfect. I need to know every pattern, every detail. It does not mean that at all. It just means I need to understand basic price action so I can have a good idea of where we're going. And if I can understand that, then I know how to approach trading it. So many different ways to make money in this market. So, I mean, we're always asking ourselves when we're taking these heavy losses and our confidence getting burnt, we're trying to solve the problem. And a lot of times, it's right down to who. We want to start blaming other people. Uh, why? Where, as in where did I enter? Did I pick the right stock? I should have went with that stock. And instead of looking to find a solution with a lot of traders, not everybody, and some traders don't even suffer from this. Some traders view the market, uh, uh, they view the market in the proper way. But most people look at the market as in the normal way of thinking, and a normal way of thinking just doesn't quite work with the market. The market's like a casino. It'll let you get a couple wins to let you think you know what you're doing, just like a casino. Then it's going to come and take those wins back, and then it's going to get in your pocket. So sometimes you feel like you're at the end of your road. I totally felt like I was at the end of my road. I actually did hit the end of my road. I had no way to uh, add money to my account. I had lost and lost and lost. And this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep people because, so many of these books that you read, they say that you need to lose fortunes before you can actually get this right. I don't want to believe that. I don't believe that. I believe that people can come in here uh, with the proper mindset and giving themselves the proper time with the proper expectations, that they don't have to lose all this money. But I definitely felt like I was at the end of my road. And I have talked to traders who were definitely at the end of their road, and are actually a lot more successful now. So some of the other problems that I see, because we're going to make a series out of this, is just too much to talk about to try to do in one video. So one of the biggest problems I see is greed. Once again, goes back to expectations. When somebody messages you and says, "Hey, I was up 278% in that SPX call, and it went to zero," I let it go to zero, because my first thought is, what were you expecting? How much more did you expect that to go up before, taking profits? And the thing is, you can always get back in. And this is what we teach. We teach taking your profits and getting back in, or uh, rolling your contracts out to keep your delta within a decent range that's manageable. Because as your delta rises, of course, the more money you can win. But if it turns on you, is the more money you can lose. So another problem I see is closed-minded. So many people are closed-minded. I always say you have to be open-minded for me to help you. I've had people quit when I said at the beginning of this year that this market was going, in November when the Discord was started the first day. I talked to the members like, this market's changing. You have to ease up on buying the dips. Be careful buying the dips. I put out a 2023 report saying that I seen a war coming, and we had members actually quit because they couldn't believe this. I had 3 members quit because they had fallen in love with stocks like AMD and Nvidia, Microsoft, and I said that these stocks would be going down, that we were going to see some downside on these stocks. And it's happening to the whole market except for energy and materials that we were calling at the time. But including myself, I was trying to outthink the market when I first started trading. I really thought I'm a bricklayer by trade. Until I started trading, I really thought I was going to outthink the market. And it all changed when I started with technical analysis. Another thing that I hear, and I hear a lot, is desperation, a state of despair, typically one which results in a rash or extreme behavior. So this goes back to looking at ourselves. We need to find out the reasons why we are so desperate. What are we so desperate for? Is it just a win, or is it that, do we really? And there's people out here who, all right, they need money that bad. And those are some of the people, I always say I work hard, but I will work harder for the little guy, because that's where I was. But I hear the word desperation a lot. Be like, we're desperate, I'm desperate, and this was just leading to bad decisions. Once again, this is releasing those chemicals in the brain. So my plan is to try to do a small series and break a lot of this down depending on the feedback that we get here. So if anything is helpful in here, give us a like, subscribe. That would be huge. Leave us a comment so we know that this is worth doing. Hope everybody has a great Sunday, and I hope to see you in the trading room. Let's make some money tomorrow.